All right. Then, last time, all of you just kind of palled around in the morning, except for Catherine. You got himself stuck in another country for a little while you guys went to Zach Ronald's and got some armor and just other equipments and stuff. I mean, that's really all that kind of happened. You guys just got ready for your travels after saying a few goodbyes and retrieving Tethrin from his unintentional prison. Uh, you unattuned the door and packed up and headed towards the airship, to which all of you boarded. The airship momentarily couldn't take off because Tethrin had anchored it to the door, so it can move. But once the door was unattuned, the airship continued on for the majority of the day, where you guys encountered a group of chimera that soared in and attacked the airship, killing a couple of the crew members and harming some of you fairly dramatically. But after an intense fight, you guys managed to fell two of them. One of them was already taken out of the equation early in the fight, and as far as you're aware, it doesn't seem to have chased you any. So after the exhausting battle and searching through the bodies of these chimera, finding strange staples and even stranger core to one of them, all of you decide to take a long rest for the evening. An uneventful night as you coast along the sea of clouds well above the tour itself. All of you wake up the next morning a little sore, a little tired, just not used to the accommodations. Leo bunked with Zala, and the room was already fairly small. So Leo, since you're so big, well, I guess Raylan had the same issue, being so big within these stalls. It was a little bit uncomfortable, but you guys managed. Yeska, Tethrin, Zala, you did okay. Not the best sleep you've ever had, but it was decent. As the airship continues on, is there anything you guys want to do before we have someone roll?
I think I'm good.
I guess I'd just try mending my clothes as best as I can. I know they got burnt up, but...
Yeah, I mean, you did buy some quality clothes while you guys were in Barrymont, but given the nature of the strange green fire that these creatures were using, then it did get tattered a little bit. You're using the spell mending?
No, I would use thread and needle.
But I'll see Yeska trying to do that with his clothes, and hey, I can help with that actually.
Hello? Hello?
Hi. Hello?
We hear you.
Hello?
Okay. Sorry, everything froze for me.
Very good.
I've done this a lot. It's no problem.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I ripped my clothes all the time back at the monastery.
Okay, and I'll start mending my clothes, I guess. I probably got burnt too. I'll use the spell mending as I walk away.
Bye. I think Emil exploded.
I think so. It's because they don't have a time change.
This session's cursed.
That's kind of messed up.
I blame Xander.
For all you people listening at home, that's Vasher.
Vasher, the Slasher, Diamond Dasher.
Yeah, he's either 12 or 14 or 16 or 40. We can't tell.
Yeah. Sometimes 17 is old and sometimes it's young. It's hard to tell.
It's a what's it called? A spectrum.
Right. Never mind. Yeah, I think we lost him.
Well,
session's over, I guess, guys.
All right, goodbye.
Times.
Good while it lasted.
Good
that was fun.
It lasted.
you know, yeah.
He's actually gone. He's dead.
He's dead.
You know, started this off right.
He's back.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome back to the living.
Yeah, my everything just died.
It'd be like that sometimes.
So strange. One sec. Jumping back in. So I heard was that Yesko was mending his clothes. Leo was mending his as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm using the spell
Okay.
mending.
Because he's fancy.
Because I'm fancy.
Okay. The spell mending. So there's no real roll necessary for it. Yeska, a fairly simple. Sorry. Sleight of hand check from you.
4.
4.
Yeah.
I mean, you patch the holes. It's not exactly the prettiest thing in the world, but
I gotta reconnect.
hold on, I may need to read.
Yeah, I would say you should reset it.
Getting crazy speeds, but my computer's like grabbing nothing.
Hmm.
Oh, I need to update the fucking.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Not going so well. Not going so well.
Good session.
It's a session so far.
Good session.
I'm just gonna keep rolling D69, D420 till I get 69 and 420.
Good luck, Dave.
I have faith. 2 max rolls, easy.
You're not
Oh,
rolling
wait.
very fast.
What are you talking
Oh
about?
wait. I could just do 2d20s and keep going till I get the same number. That's also just as satisfying.
Oh, close.
Yeah, we've had some close ones.
Alright. Oh god.
Oh, I saw that 11 as a. Oops.
Yeah, fun day.
Nice.
Oh,
There, we did it.
Jesus.
what else? You ruined my fun.
Don't think so.
What is this?
Someone initialized the firmware update on my router,
Huh.
All right.
Gotcha.
Been hacked.
so now I'm waiting for everything to
Execute
reconnect.
hack.
So until that happens, let's just continue this way. Yeska, you managed to like mend all the holes, though it's not exactly like the nicest thing. It's not the nicest thing in the world, but it's mended. Like everything's fixed. You can walk around and use those clothes. Let's see. Sorry.
No worries. Good enough for me.
Oh gosh. Leo, on the other hand, all of your clothes, after a little bit of time, just kind of fixing everything up to, your, with the time that you have, giving repeated uses of mending, eventually you do get your clothes up to normal. After a little while, all of you are now able to walk freely throughout the cabins. It's morning. You're able to eat your morning meals, and the day is yours. However, I need one of you to go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Oh, D100.
Yeah, I did it last time. So.
Never did D6 last time.
Alright, Raylan, you're up.
Oh shit. Alright, you
Roll
said
that, baby.
you rolled 20, right? Roll
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
D100. I got an 8.
Okay.
Got an 8.
All right, hold on. My internet's back up, so I'm switching over one more time. 1 second.
Got a fucking
Go
8.
on.
Is it low bad? What the fuck?
Yeah.
No,
no.
you never know. You never know.
I have 1 through 100. I got fucking 8.
That's a 1 in 100 chance right there.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm the best. Them odds don't mean nothing to me.
Everything looks good now.
Nice.
So, as you guys are traveling through the skies, Raylan, you're up above, just kind of watching out into the clouds, and in the distance, you see a heavy storm.
Oh yay.
Let's say you're about here, airship-wise, and you see a heavy storm coming in from this direction. Raylan, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
You
You
know,
can do it in D&D Beyond if you need to.
I don't know many things about storms, but that one looks kind of wet.
I suppose we could just go below deck.
Yeah, very perceptive.
Rain is
Some-
wet.
some-
20.
some
Raylan.
are-
Go ahead and roll a perception check out there.
He rolled a 22.
20, yeah, 22.
Oh, sorry, I just didn't see it. With a 22, in the middle of this, like, not the storm itself, but like a little ways between you and the storm, you see something flying
Ah, shit. It's
And,
rain.
and having a hard time kind of maneuvering itself. With a 22, you kind of walk over to one of the airmen who's kind of just watching the lines and keeping sure that the balloon up above is still maintained and able to fly. And you ask him for his telescope. He hands it to you, and you look out in that direction. It is the first thing that strikes you is it seems to be some kind of flying contraption. For us, we were aware that it's some kind of like glider that someone is currently dangling from. And from the size of the person, you realize that it's a gnome that is currently dangling from this glider, attempting to ride the airwaves, but at the same time being buffeted by heavy winds that are currently pulling in from the storm. You hear the captain up above yell, "Everyone batten down! The storm is heading directly towards us." Do you tell anyone about the gnome?
Captain, you said headed toward, there's also a gnome or something headed towards us with the storm. I don't know if that's one of your people.
What?
Yeah, there's about a small guy. He looks like he's getting pretty fucked up in the storm. Do you send people out in the storm for that type of stuff?
What do you mean send people out? This is an airship.
I thought you might have scouts or something. I don't know.
Where do you see this?
Like in the storm, right there. You don't see that little bitch just like dangling?
As you pointed out, he pulls out his own telescope and looks in that direction. And he first looks kind of confused. And then like peers a little bit further and says, "Right, batten down everything. We're using the front bracers. We're heading directly towards the storm. Whoever that is needs our help."
Oh.
And he goes into the piloting cabin behind. As the airship begins to turn slightly off course, it's going to take you, because you guys are going off course a little bit, your travel time is going to be extended slightly. Not horribly, though.
5 days.
The airship begins to progress towards this little flying gnome. How many of you are currently below deck, and how many of you are above deck?
I'm above.
I'm going to be above deck, but I'm going to ritually cast Tiny Hut and make the hut clear so I can see through it.
Okay. So as you're ritually casting Tiny Hut, just on the deck, you're currently beneath the balloon. So as the rain begins to splatter into the space, it's not currently hitting you or anything like that. What else are people doing?
I'll be up, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'd just stick with Leo, so yeah, I'm sure I'm up.
I'll just chill below.
Okay.
You're above, so below. I'm above.
Yeska, you feel the entire airship just turn slightly in a fairly sharp angle. A few things begin to roll and tumble that haven't been fastened down in your room. Just
Vasher.
as everything begins to move. Vasher is not currently here.
Ragdolling.
I'm just going to keep Vasher in the captain's section.
Just in case.
I'm assuming that he would just be kind of shadowing the captain to see how he pilots,
Right.
in case he needs to step up to the challenge.
Right.
For the
As the
inevitable
entire-
moment.
As the entire airship begins to move directly towards the storm, lightning is kind of arcing off of this thing as the little gnome is being buffeted by the winds, still being kind of held aloft in the distance. You guys are closing the gap. Tethrin, you finish the tiny hut just as the kind of the mechanism that this gnome is currently riding comes into focus without the need of using some kind of telescope or telescoping device to like seek it out in the storm. So all of you now have very clear vision of this little glider that is like a faint blue color at the top that's currently being buffeted by heavy winds. The little gnome just kind of hanging on for dear life, being jostled by the heavy, by not only the winds, but the rain that's starting to pour down onto the deck. As lightning is arcing and breaking around all of you. I'm going to change the music a little bit. Something a little more.
The genome.
You guys are now being buffeted by winds. The barrier that is currently around the top half of the airship, while it does keep a lot of headwinds at bay, the sides aren't exactly as protected. So as the crosswinds begin to buffet the sides of the ship, you all get these fierce shocks of air that send you slightly tumbling to the sides as you try and keep your grip. Everyone except for Tethrin, who is currently inside the bubble, that is perfectly see-through and does not feel any of the effects that are currently happening on board. I need everyone to go and roll dexterity saving throws for me, just to see how your footing is.
Ah!
And if you want to position yourselves on the map, you can.
Oh, not good.
Do you need one from me?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Do you need one
Everyone
from-
on top deck.
I don't need one from Tethrin. Yes, you're not being battered by winds. You're currently below, so you're okay.
You said that it's to the east, right?
So the hold on.
Or I guess
So
it-
also, it cannot be perfectly clear, so it's a slight opaque blue, but it's perfectly see-through from the inside.
Okay.
So it's the same for me. It's just everybody else can see the dome.
Looks like an avatar.
Yeah.
So it was coming from the west, but
it.
now you've turned into the storm.
yeah.
So you're now like kind of northwest.
Yeah. Okay, I'll be looking at it over here.
Okay. For those of you that needed saves, the save was a 13. So if you did not save, you kind of move 15 feet to the east section this way.
All right, I moved there.
So keep that in mind. If you're not braced, you might be knocked.
I'm now below deck. Or is there a hat? I don't remember.
The green, these are hatches. They're currently closed.
Okay.
You can open and close as you go in and out. You're currently riding directly into the storm, Zala, since you're the furthest to the front of the ship. Just before the barrier would get you in a lot more trouble, you see the gnome currently being battered by the headwinds. Now that he's in better visual range, go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Oh, yes. Is it daytime?
It is, but now that the storm is kind of around you, it's there's no sun that's currently like
All right.
bothering you.
A 13.
With 13, you see that the gnomish figure that's currently hanging on for dear life is waving frantically in your direction.
How far away is he?
At the moment, the gnomish figure is... You proceed forward 10 minutes, so at the speed that you were going, he would probably be about 60 feet away from the front of the ship.
All right. I'll cast message.
Okay?
I'll I'll just nonchalantly point at him and I'll say, "What exactly are you doing just floating in the air?"
So with the message spell, you see within the storm, he stops shaking his hand, he grabs on, and you hear frantically, "Let me on board, please! I have money! I have plenty of money! Just get me away from the sky serpents!"
Oh.
That's all you hear.
I'll message back. Go message back. 100 gold is the fee.
You message back. After a slightly long pause, go ahead and roll persuasion check.
The dude's dangling. Do you think a 16?
With 16, he says, 75.
I'll just give a thumbs up, and I'll. Is the captain's area an open area that's at the top? Like it's just like elevated, right? Right.
It's elevated. This little rectangle back here is kind of a covered top area.
Okay. I guess I'll quickly run back since I suppose. Actually, I'll just yell at Leo. Leo, can you go tell the captain that the gnome would like to get on board because sea serpents are chasing him? It's a whole thing.
Okay, and I'll look at the captain and cast message.
Okay.
That's for Eddie.
Hey,
That love
Captain, this flying gnome wants to board. Is that okay?
You hear the captain respond, "Yes, use the harpoons at the front."
Okay, I'll yell at Zala. He said shoot him with the harpoons.
Oh, that's all you had to say. I'll get the harpoon then.
All right, so over here. Let me draw it real quick. Here, nope, that's the same color as the hatches.
It happens.
Nope, that's the same color as the front. There we go. And over here, there are a pair of harpoons. The harpoons themselves, you see, you kind of have to hold it with two hands, and you can aim it in whatever direction you want, including directly like across to the other harpoon.
Oh, nice.
There is a toggle at the front. It says there's one that says net, and another one that says spear. You can switch it. It's currently set to spear.
I'll switch it.
Kind of turn the knob, and you see the entire thing rotates at the front, and now it's this strange pronged thing at the front.
I run over to the other one as backup in case it goes wrong.
Okay,
Set
Leo,
it on net, Leo.
Okay. I'll
As-
change the setting.
you switch the knob over to net, and Zala, you turn to face the gnomish figure. Let's see. Want to check a couple things real quick? Zala, go ahead and roll.
I'm proficient with the crossbow. Man.
This isn't exactly a crossbow.
Is this a martial or simple weapon?
It is not.
How about a sling?
It's a siege weapon. Either you proficient with siege weapons?
No, of course not.
Okay, then Zala, I need you to go ahead and make a dexterity check for me.
Okay. 12.
With a 12, you turn in the direction of the gnomish figure. He sees that you're turning a massive harpoon in his direction and starts waving again. All of a sudden, you see there's a lever right in front of you that is used to fire, and you pull it. From the front, you see a spear-like thing shoot out directly towards the gnome. The gnome kind of releasing a massive net held down by heavy weights at the front. As it goes to encompass him, it just misses, nearly tangling with the top half of the glider, but kind of just sliding off in the slick of the water. As the net continues on, it latches onto something.
Oh.
Oh, I've caught the fish, Leo! A skyfish!
You see in the air, it kind of drapes over some thing, and the thing begins to, like, writhe in the air, as the entire net is kind of, like, convulsing in the air now. In what looks like a big old jumble. Leo, you see Zala has missed.
Okay, I'm gonna try to shoot then as well.
Okay, so you angle towards the gnome, now understanding that you are trying to shoot him with a net and not a harpoon. You go to fire. Go ahead and roll a dexterity check for me.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna kind of calm and I'm gonna give guidance to myself as well. So,
Okay.
Dexterity check. Uh-oh. And then,
Dang it.
it's this one.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's a 11.
That's even less than Zala. As you fire forward, the same thing happens. It kind of expands open and tries to latch onto the gnome. The gnome tries to dive in towards it, so the DC was lower, but not that much lower. As it kind of misses in his general direction, it falls completely limp and it's just kind of sailing around in the air.
Can I reel it back in?
Yeah, can we
How does
reload?
that work?
So, you understand the firing mechanism of this?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I
not
look
entirely
around to see if there's like a,
Yeah, the
a
guy-
side crank or like if it's connected still, if there's like a rope connected.
So you look around in this thing, and there is a crank onto the side. Like you'd have to get
Okay.
off and walk over and like pull the lever to begin to like pull it back and reel it back in. Leo, yours is fairly simple because it's an empty net. Zala,
Yes.
not so much. There is currently
Also-
something in your net.
I was gonna ask, can I ask the guy behind me if I can cut this off and reload it if it's tangled?
The guy behind you kind of moves up to grab onto the reel and sees that it's currently grabbing onto something. You ask him this, and he says, no, you can just hit the release.
Okay, I'll hit the release.
You don't see a button
Oh.
to release.
Release.
He yells back, just pull the lever back in position.
Okay, I will pull said lever.
Yeah, the lever that you use to launch, you push it back into position, and the entire net kind of like unhooks and just drops and flies off into the air.
Okay, so where's the extra net?
You see him go around to the front and open a compartment and pull out another net and start to load it. It's going to take an action to load the net back in.
All right, sounds good.
But Leo, go ahead and roll a strength check to reel yours back.
Sure. Bop. Same thing. 8.
Okay. You begin to wind it, and it is a lot more taxing than you expected, even though it is empty. It's going to take you the entire action, no bonus action, everything to pull it all the way back in. Zala, you see that the jumbled net is still kind of floating there in the space.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's just kind of warbling and stuff.
Probably
and
the sea serpents, you know.
It looks like it's trying to break out of whatever this mass is at the moment.
Okay, how big is that? How far away is that? I mean,
From where you are right now, it is 50
I
feet.
feel like 50 feet. Okay, and the guy's loading the net right now. Yeah,
Yeah, for using his entire
Okay.
action to.
it's fine. I'll cast the. I'll cast the second level shatter on the area that I see the net is.
Okay. What do I need to roll for that?
It's a dex save. Oh, wait. It's a constitution saving throw in a 10-foot radius sphere.
Okay.
So anything that's in a 10-foot radius sphere.
What's the save?
15.
15. Does not save.
Alright, so it's gonna take this much damage. It's gonna take, yikes, 2 1s. It's gonna take 8 damage, thunder damage. And any creature made of inorganic material like stone, crystal, or metal has it has disadvantage. I don't. Any non-magical object that's not being worn or carried takes damage.
Okay.
That's it.
Okie dokie. You guys hear the massive explosion of that shatter makes. A fairly familiar sound to all of you at this point. As it rings out in the location, Zala, for momentarily something comes into vision. A very, very large serpent with and its entire back is just full of wings that are currently flapping wildly into the air. The snake itself seems to be of some strange blue coloration, and you see light tendrils of electricity just kind of arcing off of it. But you only see it for a moment before it vanishes again into that kind of like swirl of netting.
Okay.
While Leo and Zala are currently doing this, what's everyone else doing?
Hey, what is this?
I don't know. I'm not really aware of what's going on. I'm sitting.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick my head through the bubble.
Okay.
Hey Raylan.
Yeah.
Is Raylan here?
He's right in front of me on the map.
Hi. Wait, what?
Will you go tell those people with the bows that if something similar happens to yesterday, they can find their way into this bubble, and they should be able to combat any creatures while staying perfectly safe themselves. So, magic can't go through this, but arrows can. So, just let them know that I'm gonna be in here. It goes away if I leave. So,
Oh. Okay.
Anyway, and I'll put my head back into the bubble.
All right.
What's the radius of the bubble?
It is 10-foot radius that can fit 10 creatures of medium size or smaller.
All right, I'm just putting an aura around you.
Perfect.
I guess I'll do a lap around the ship and use my limited telepathy to be like bubble safe.
As you do that, they all start turning around and looking in the direction of the bubble and just kind of giving you a nod as you do this quick lap around the airship, just letting people know. Yesker,
then I'll just...
what exactly are you doing down below, Yesker? Are you just gonna like sleeping or
just sitting.
meditating or
just eating
no,
chips?
just sitting.
Just eating.
okay? Cool. So you're just kind of sitting there. You notice that there's a storm kind of starting to come around the ship as the little porthole window are beginning, starting to get splattered with a little bit of rain. And for a moment you think, oh, I guess it rains in the sky too.
Interesting.
Zala and Leo, your net has been reset at this point as you've pulled it completely back in.
You said, wait, whose was?
Yours.
Mine. Okay. All right. it's reloaded, or it's just pulled in?
It's reloaded. It's gone
Okay.
back into the barrel, so it's ready to fire again.
Guess I'll go ahead and try again.
Dexterity check, please.
Even worse. Not even gonna do guidance. 6.
As you fire it off again, it flies in the general direction, but this time it gets caught before it even reaches the gnome with some strange aberration, just kind of like floating in the space where in the trajectory that you would have fired in the direction of the gnome. The gnomish creature is currently freaking out as it's just trying to stabilize the glider alongside the airship at this point. He's beginning to lag behind the airship, as the airship is much faster than he is. Zala, yours is now reloaded.
Okay, I will. I'll shoot for him again.
Go for it.
A dex check. How's a 19?
Oh, yeah.
19 will definitely do it. As you fire it off, it wraps around the entirety of the gnome and the glider total. As it wraps around him, you feel like the weights that are kind of the edges of the net weigh down around it and seems fairly secure. You and the guard can begin to turn the crank to reel him into the airship.
Okay. Can I? Oh wait, that's my action. Never mind. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. Then the guard's gonna roll to see.
Oh, I guess I could yell, right? Like I could yell.
Yes, you can.
All right. I'll just shout behind me, just nondescriptly. Prepare for a battle. There's a large sky serpent directly ahead.
Wait, multiple? I thought. Wait, one or multiple?
One confirmed sighting, but
Okay.
plural expected.
At the moment, you see one rope that's kind of like tangled and stuff. A little ways away from the gnome, another rope had just caught just to the front of the gnome.
Well, it's gonna be lovely. 2 days in a row.
As you guys begin to reel in the gnome, the sailor that's currently reeling in is having a hard time just with the weather and the conditions, but he is slowly beginning to move in you guys' direction. Let's see, Leo, you do see that Zala has caught the gnome and starting to reel him in. Do you do you reset, or do you?
Oh, can I? It's probably too far, but can I head over to try to help reel in?
Yeah, you can use your movement to get.
I'll just take full movement.
With a dash, you can get there.
Okay. Okay. I'll do that. And I think I have anything that can help here, so.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Raylan, you doing anything?
Yeah, I'll saunter over just to keep watch. Let's see what the fuck's happening.
All right, you can use your movement to head in that direction.
Not in a rush. I'll just do my normal movement.
Actually, can I do something?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Can I check the weather?
I was
Sure.
waiting for it.
From down below, you kind of extend your hand, and you see a cloud just kind of form with lightning just arcing off of it.
All right, I'll just keep looking at that still down here. Maybe look at my watch sometimes.
You pop up in the watch. It's still early morning.
All right.
Up above, Tethrin, from the comfort of your bubble, you watch as a couple of the soldiers start moving from this side of the ship, just precautionary, moving or advancing to the side where the stranger is showing up. And a couple from the back of the ship are beginning to move up a little bit
Yeah, I'll
closer.
just kind of look up from the book I'm thumbing through. Kind of just one eye on that, one eye just kind of glancing back down, continuing until I feel like I'm I don't know, needed, I guess. But
Okay.
mostly just chilling in here.
All right. So Zala, go ahead and roll a strength check along with the sailor.
A 17.
Better than the sailor. His hands slip off of the reel, and the reel begins to swirl back as you catch it and begin to like pull it and pull in again. The first couple of rotations were just from the slack suddenly giving way until you finally get it taut once more, and you begin to pull. He sidles up next to you and begins to crank it faster alongside you as it pulls in. The gnome manages to get on board with his strange contraption.
Aren't you supposed to be military? Be stronger.
It's not strength, ma'am. It's the weather.
No excuse.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. As the entire thing reels in the gnome and his little glider, it kind of lands just underneath the balloon. The glider, impressively built. Of strange machinations and magics that you haven't seen before. No.
I'm guessing that's my turn, so I'm not going to try to interact
Himself
with
from
him.
the glider begins to roll it away from the edge. Captain, whoever your captain is, to turn it around. It's coming.
What's coming? The snake?
The sky serpents.
Yes, we know about this. Yep,
I mean,
we're doing our best.
do we want to turn around now, or do we want to see what they look like? You know, get some sky slipping money.
Oh, speaking of money, payment. I'll hold my hand out.
Soon as I'm safe, miss. Soon as I'm safe. He begins to roll. He's rolling. He's like he's walking. He's walking. He's rolling his car, his glider and everything further into the airship.
Oh.
A couple of sailors are going up to greet him.
I'm gonna stop the sailors and say, "Go tell your captain to turn the
You're
ship
like
around."
you're like all the way over here.
Oh frick! Now I'll just stay over here. I don't care.
Not my baby.
Okay.
And by that, I mean I'll start moving, I guess. There's a strange man.
Leo, looking in the direction that, looking in the direction that you just reeled in the gnomish figure. You do see still the two tangled masses. One of them breaks free, and you just kind of fall. You hear as it is.
Is he lagging for y'all?
Moving into range with the ship. Do you guys hear me?
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
kind
now
of
we can-
cutting out
They're
every now
moving
and
into
then.
range of the ship.
Yes, it's moving into the range of the ship, but you can only really see it from the outline of the rain. You can't see it itself.
Okay.
Crap! Come on. Sorry, my internet's acting up again.
I put a curse in the email. I've cursed your internet email, it's fine.
True.
Used to be me.
I don't know what's going on. It's been working fine.
That's how it always starts. In one day, you're shitting your pants.
True.
Right. You guys can hear me? See me?
Yes,
I
and
can.
yes.
Okay.
I can see you.
But yeah, you kind of.
Uh-oh.
Dang, dude.
Okay.
Trash.
God damn it.
See the outline. What would you like to
Okay.
do?
So
I
what
can't
does
win.
in range mean?
In range from you.
Like what distance from the ship? I guess. Yeah.
Let me see where you're at. It's roughly 50 feet away from you.
50 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. And it seems like a monster, not like a humanoid thing. Correct.
Hold on, I'm losing everything again. Gosh dang it.
You guys so far. You guys so far.
I mean, should I attack
Give
him?
me a sec, I'm gonna reset everything.
That's fine.
Do what you
Should
gotta do,
you
Kung
attack?
Fu.
I guess we have time to talk about it.
Yeah, I would like to talk about it.
Yeah, you know, get its number.
I mean, I've attacked it.
So, wait, what is it exactly? I was having a hard time.
It's a
The
giant
giant-
sea, it's a giant
one
sky
thing?
serpent. Well, he said the sky serpents are coming after me, so I'm guessing there's multiple. It has multiple wings and like electric tendrils.
It has multiple
Well,
things.
maybe not tendrils, but like sparks of electricity around it is how he described it. So more like a storm serpent, I guess. And I assume that they're large creatures, probably taking a 2x2 square. Probably good XP.
We don't do XP here.
We do, but we don't. Because sometimes Emil will be like, yeah, y'all killed this, y'all can level up.
I feel like it's just a milestone kill.
Yeah, it's more like if
Yeah.
it was relevant to
I
the
think it's
story.
more like if we survive and get to Rimber Run. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I think we're gonna have a hard time outrunning it because they are faster than us. I think.
All I know is I'm perfectly safe inside my bubble, so
Tethering doesn't matter.
Imagine being
nothing
Xander,
does
dude.
matter.
Only likes
Who's
combat,
Xander?
skips combat.
Mrs. Combat couldn't be me.
Who's Xander? I'm like trying to think.
I
Of, like,
even prepared haste for him, dude.
Fog
I
Cloud
didn't-
probably wouldn't be
Wow.
that great, right?
Wow,
I think
we.
Fog Cloud would help us buy
Would it
time if we're trying to
disperse?
escape.
What?
Let's see.
I think
Blast,
I
very
think it would
simple.
disperse
Wind or moderate
pretty.
or greater speeds.
I
10
guess,
miles
yeah, in
per
the
hour
wind,
disperses.
maybe.
I think he would allow for a couple of turns of like a distraction for it, and eventually it would disperse it.
But we can't even turn that fast, right?
Correct.
So it would
Which is
see us
why-
no matter what.
Yeah, I think we're kind of stuck right now.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
You know what's funny?
I have command, but that's not gonna work.
I have Bane.
They're invisible, so you can't cast Earthbind on them.
Are they invisible?
Yeah, kind of. That's what you said.
Well, yeah, they're hidden in the storm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got
wait,
two
no,
aces
I
up my
can use command.
You
Yeah.
could use command.
Oh, I can use command.
They
Okay,
probably
I'll tell
don't
him,
understand
I'll tell
you.
him to
So they probably
approach.
can't.
I'll tell him to approach.
Oh,
Well, you're assuming
approaching
that we're
me.
gonna play because we've had this is a curse session. It all started with Xander.
Yeah, it started with me, actually.
No, you're on time, kind of.
See,
Sure.
but I didn't have anything set
I'll
up.
count you half on time. You were
Half on time, I think
I
is fair.
could try. Okay, yeah. As you speak on
I would have been
creature
fine
you see within range,
if my
the
desk
target must
actually fit.
succeed. But I have something. Speech of beast and leaf. You can communicate, though not understand, beasts and plants. So if it's considered a beast,
Could be a planet.
It's aberration.
it could be a monstrosity or a construct also.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
not
probably
monstrosity.
probably a monster.
not a beast.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
But Emil might say it's a beast, you know, since it's probably not a 5e
He might not even. He
creature.
might even like command go through.
Well, I
anyways.
think it really depends if this thing is a construct, like the chimeras, or if this is
It
just
does
like a.
seem like a construct, and those were monstrosities, right?
Wait, yeah, the chimeras were not constructs, and these are
I
not
meant
constructs either.
monstrosity. Sorry, I'm sorry. You're right. You are right. I'm wrong. You're
Guys,
right.
why are you bullying Dave? Oh my god.
No,
Because
you're right.
Dave needs to
I'm
learn how to be
kidding.
right,
I'm kidding.
dude.
I'm kidding.
But I think you should try it. I would try it, and Emil lets me get away with everything, right?
I'm gonna try to do.
They would try anything once.
And by that I mean not everything.
Hey, Jacoby,
Oh, I can cast
Yes.
it at.
how long are you gonna make us sit here and listen to you adjust things?
Dude,
I'm sorry.
my tactic. I like this as ASMR.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I don't mind it. It's just there's a lot of it, you know.
Okay, so are there multiple creatures?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could cast it at like second level. 2,
All right,
If you see,
I'm back-ish. Pulling up everything again.
probably.
Fortnite, we about to get down. With the hardest in the world right now. Just life and just got down. Heading southbound.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you good. You good.
Ain't no thing.
Internet should be a lot more stable now. Okay. All right. Sorry. What was the last thing that happened?
Looking at the things.
All right.
Kill
Yeah.
listen to me with that.
I believe I said it's currently 50 feet of you. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And do I only see one thing, or do I see multiple? Do I see two?
You see the one that's 50 feet away from you just ripped out of the ropes.
Okay.
And you can kind of see it with the rain that's kind of like shearing off of it. The other one is still jumbled up in the rope, maybe 75 feet away from you.
Okay. Double check. Okay. Then I'm just gonna do the one that's free. I'm gonna attempt to cast command at it.
Okay. What are you trying to command it to do?
I'm trying to command it to flee.
Flee. Okay. What's the save?
Save DC is 15 wisdom.
It fails. So,
So on
you
its turn, it's spent its turn moving away.
okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Cool, cool, cool.
all right.
Cool.
Oh, you want me to roll and roll? That's right.
I'm just gonna type
Go ahead and roll in roll 20, just so.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna type it in.
We already rolled. We just used that.
Oh,
or do you want us to
yeah.
re-roll? 'Cause I
Um,
rolled an 11.
Can't get no better than that.
Now
Oh, yeah,
I can
just-
re-roll if you want me to.
no, go ahead and
Obviously.
just put it into the initiative order. If you roll in roll 20, that's fine. Not roll 20 in D&D Beyond.
Tatharin always breaking the rules of time, D&D. What's next?
You know, only time will tell. That's the funny thing. You know?
Funny.
What's your dex, Noah?
+4.
Oh yeah.
That's not it. It's
So-
18.
I just need to-
If want to add it on there.
you know that +4 means 18.
It could be 19. Noah.
True, that's true.
You'll want to
That's-
add it or something.
I've never had an odd numbered stat in my life. I would
And
not
that's
allow
why
that.
you're a bad
Must be.
player.
Must be nice.
Filthy min.
Pretty sure you can almost always set it up where you don't have.
I mean, you
Almost
could.
always.
Have a what? Oh,
What?
yeah.
No,
That's
not
not
if you
true.
don't roll them.
Almost
that-
always.
Almost never.
The facts that
I don't think I've ever had an odd stat.